Dear students in grade 12, good afternoon. Welcome to our English seminar for today, in which we are going to talk about Unit 3. As you know, dear students, in Unit 3 we have a number of grammatical skills. We are going, of course, to talk about how to write a wish sentence, and we will discuss, of course, some phrasal verbs and some color idioms in Unit 3. Later on, we can discuss, let's say, some texts in details. Well, dear students, dear colleagues, let me first welcome my colleagues in the studio who are going to participate me in this seminar. Miss Reem Mahmoud, an English teacher from Tartus. Good afternoon, Miss Reem. Welcome to Damascus.
Good afternoon, dear sir.
Thank you. Mr. Qutayba Shahoud, an English supervisor from Tartus. Welcome, Mr. Qutayba.
Welcome, thank you.
Thanks for coming from Tartus, dear colleagues. Well, dear students, as you know, there is a very important grammatical skill in Unit 3, and of course we are going to talk about it today. Dear colleagues, Miss Reem, let me first ask you a very important question. When a student, let's say when we teach our students in our classrooms to write wish statements or sentences, we should first of all tell them the purpose of writing a wish sentence. Let's talk about reality. In reality, in general, why do we wish?
Yes. The verb wish is used normally, generally, to express a change, a wish for a change. I'd like to make the situation better. I'd like for a change in the behavior, someone's behavior,
Yes.
better think, better future, maybe. So I use the verb wish in order to get the purpose.
Yes,
okay?
of course.
To get the
You mean
purpose.
sometimes in reality, Mr. Qutayba, would you like to add something
First
else?
of all, I want to thank you for this session to meet our dear students in all Syria for discussing Unit 3, which is one of very full of grammar, let's
Yes.
say. Third unit is very important. All units are important, but third unit is good one for full of grammatical things. For which I think is how if we could change something, if we
Yes.
could express something like we regret doing or regret not doing it. If we want something to change, we use the verb wish in a particular way of.
Okay, let's
such an
let's
example.
simplify, let's say, the situation in general. Dear colleagues, we can say, dear students, in reality, when we want to wish for something, of course, because we don't like this reality or this situation, and we want to change it
Yes.
and to make it better.
Yes.
That's why we wish in reality.
Yes.
Let's talk about English now. Of course, as you know, dear students, each language has its own grammar or its own way
For
to
sure.
express, let's say, different situations. When
Yes.
we talk about wish, of course, there must be some rules that we should follow, of course, to write correct wish statements.
Yes,
Let me
for sure.
start with you, Ms. Reem. I'm sure that you are ready now to talk about the first purpose or the first reason why we write a wish sentence and
Okay.
how we can write it.
Okay. First of all, we can use wish with would to express a kind of a change, annoyance, criticism. Example, you are not polite to your friends. I wish you would be more polite. You are not cleaning well. I wish you would be more tidy. So, I wish you wouldn't argue all the time.
So first of all, Ms. Reem, you said we use I wish plus would
Yes,
to express a wish for a change
how
in how someone behaves.
Yes.
You mean sometimes we don't like someone's behavior,
Yes,
and we want this
him
person
to change
his
his
behavior
behavior.
for something better,
for
right?
sure, for sure. Yes,
To express
for sure.
criticism,
Criticism,
or
annoyance about a certain
Sometimes we feel angry with someone, right?
Yes, yes.
And we want him to change this behavior. That's why
Be
we
kind.
write it. Yes.
I wish you would be kind.
Good.
Yes.
So
Using
for example,
Yes, you
You
are
are-
not polite to my friends. I wish you would be more polite to my friends.
so here you mean we have verb to be in the sentence.
Yes, verb to
we
be.
have to use were
Okay,
and the positive form, of course,
Yes.
of verb to be.
of course.
Why? Because we always wish the opposite.
Yes, of
The
course,
opposite
of
of the
course.
situation.
A kind of a change,
Here,
for
the
sure.
situation is not good. you are not polite to my friends,
I wish you
and
would.
I want you to change this behavior.
Yes.
So I can say, I wish you were more polite to my
Yes,
friends,
yes.
or
I wish you would be more polite.
you would be more polite
to my friends.
So both of them.
Are correct. 100%.
And there is maybe another choice.
Yes.
We can use our own words to express the situation.
Yes,
We can use,
for sure.
I wish you wouldn't argue all the time.
صحيح.
You
Yes.
wouldn't argue
For sure.
all the time with my friends or with anyone else. So, dear students, we should tell them that they can use their own words. It's
course.
not, let's say, obligatory
Yes.
to repeat the same words of the same sentence on the same situation. I mean, they can use their own words to express the
They
situation.
are free to use wherever they see possible
course.
and correct. It's
But,
okay.
but there must be a
according
rule.
to the rule.
They should follow the
According-
rule.
Of course. According to the rule.
Now,
Yes.
another question. Thank you, Ms. Reem. Mr. Qutayba, I have another question for you. Now, Ms. Reem used the past simple after wish. Why do we use the past simple? It's a very important question. Here we use unreal past. Why?
This is unreal.
There must be a reason.
Yes, because it happened in the past, or it's related to some things that happened in the past.
Or in the present.
Or in the present.
Not only in the
even,
past.
of course, even in the present sometimes. And we wish to change or to be changed
So
in the past.
you mean we are imagining something
Imagining. It is unreal.
about the present,
It is unreal.
which is not true.
Yes,
That's
it is.
why we should use unreal past.
Exactly, unreal past.
Exactly.
And this is why we use the past for this situation to express that I wish it happened like that, or it didn't
Good.
happen like that.
Good. So, dear students, please use unreal past. Use always
Unreal past with wish.
after wish.
Of course.
After wish. Thank you
Unreal
very
past.
much. Okay, let's continue. There must be another reason.
Of course, of course. Sometimes we want, when we use wish plus would to express a wish for someone to do something or for something to happen, which means that something I don't like and I want it to change. For example, if we say, your room is not tidy, okay, I wish we have many, our
Choices.
students may choose to do it in many ways. Let's say if he chooses to do the same words, he will go with I wish your room were tidy.
Or was tidy.
Or was
Or
tidy.
Or
okay.
tidier.
Or
Tidier,
tidier,
yes.
okay? So, and our dear students could use another word, let's say, I wish you would tidy up this mess. So here our student do some change, create something, but it is proper, suitable, and it is most important, it is accepted in the exam.
Yes. Thank you very much. I hope that it is clear now. Okay, let's continue. Ms. Reem, please.
Okay. We can use wish with the past tense to express regret. In other words, we use wish plus the past tense verb to express a wish for the present situation to be different, regrets and impossible conditions. Example, the room isn't very big. I wish it were bigger or was bigger. Both are correct. Both are accepted.
So this condition is impossible. This room is small.
Yes.
It is not very big. It means
Yes,
that
of
it
course.
is
Impossible.
small
Yes.
a little bit. So it
Regret.
is an impossible situation.
For
We
sure.
cannot change it, right? But we wish.
We wish.
Should
yes.
wish.
A kind of a change.
This room isn't very big. I wish it were or was a bit
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't live in the city. I wish I lived in the city, in a big city.
Good, so we can use
it's up
here
to the
again.
student
Yes,
to choose the correct verbs
Yes.
or the correct words.
yes.
It's up to him. I am 50 years old. I wish I were 10 years old.
Sorry, so we have two choices
Yes,
for the
to
first
ch-
sentence.
yes.
I don't live in the city.
Yes,
We can
I-
use the past simple.
Past
I wish
simple,
I
lived in the
or
city.
I wish I would
live
in a
the
big city. Both of
Yes.
them are correct.
Are
course.
correct and
Good.
possible, yes. I am 50 years old. I wish I were 10 years younger. Regret, it expresses regret.
Yes.
We use the past tense after wish to express regret. I am not younger, but I wish to be younger.
Good,
Okay.
good. Thank you very much. Okay, what do we have else? Mr. Qutayba, please.
We could also use could.
Yes.
Actually, could is one of the possibilities for our students to use. We use wish to express regret about inability or to change the situation. So we can't change the situation. We use could to show that we can't change that. For example, I can't go to the party or to your party or to your party, so I wish I could go to your party. This is very direct. It is inability. I can't. So could is direct and straight answer. I read very slowly. I wish I could read quicker.
Or more quickly.
Or more quickly. Okay?
Both of them are correct.
Yes, of course. It's up to our
The
students.
student can use his
Can
own words.
express, yes. Most importantly, our students have many tools here to use to express the wish sentence. It's up to them, and in the exam, in the final exam, they are all accepted as long as they give the correct meaning.
Yes, thank you. Do we have another solution here?
Yes, actually.
Instead of saying, I wish I could read more quickly.
Yes, actually there is another
Possibility?
Yes, possibility. I wish I could read less slowly.
Instead of could, can we use something else?
Past, yes.
Past.
Use I wish plus past perfect to talk about past
I wish I read.
situations.
I read.
Yes,
Can we
of
say
course.
that?
Yes, of
The
course.
same verb.
Yeah,
The
of
same
course.
verb
I
in the
wish
past
I
tense,
read.
simple past tense.
Quicker.
Because read is the same writing
Right.
but different spelling. So
Yes, or
Different,
didn't read
different
maybe.
pronunciation, yes.
Can I say
yes,
that?
I didn't read.
I wish I didn't read very slowly. Can
I
we say
don't.
that?
Of course.
Yeah,
I
I
wish I
think
didn't.
It can be.
It can be.
accepted.
Can
It can be.
accepted.
It's correct.
But I think this one
Direct.
is
Straight, clear.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
is the most
I
common.
think every answer is accepted using the right meaning and using the past tense,
Yes, yes,
fulfilling all the conditions.
yes. Thank you. What do we have else?
I think use I wish plus past perfect to talk about past situation that you wish had been different.
Now here,
Wish
we
plus
should stop here for a
Yep.
minute, Ms. Reem.
Okay.
Because in the baccalaureate, as you know, even our colleagues, English teachers in the field, and you are one of them, know that in the baccalaureate, in our course, in our curriculum, when we talk about wish, we talk about wish for the present,
Yes.
not about the past, I mean.
Yes,
We
of course.
wish
For the
for something in the present, not about
A
the
kind of
past.
exchange, yes.
Right? So, but when here we have added something new maybe in this slide number 22. Here it is not mentioned maybe in the
In the book.
baccalaureate, but
Literally,
it is
it's not mentioned.
one of the cases. I
Yes,
mean,
of course.
one of the conditions. Sometimes we want to wish for something
In the past.
not in the present. Now, when we want to wish for something in the past,
Yes.
we should use the past perfect,
Past perfect,
as you
of
said.
course, yes. Past perfect.
Of course, you have an example. I
Yep.
didn't bring, you see, the sentence here, dear students, is in the past simple.
Yep.
I didn't bring
the
a
map.
map.
I
Not
didn't.
I don't have a map.
In the
I
past.
didn't bring.
I didn't
In the
read.
past.
So it is in the past. We are talking about something that didn't happen
Yep.
in the past, and we wish now that
It had happened.
it had happened.
Yes.
That's it.
I
So,
wish I had brought a map.
A map.
We use after wish, past perfect,
Yes.
to express the wish.
Yes.
Okay. Another example, I studied only my language. I studied only my language for my bad luck.
Good.
I wish I had studied more languages at school, more than one. I wish I had studied
More
than
languages.
more languages, more than
Yes.
one language
Yes.
at my school.
We can say the more than one language. It's okay. More languages, 2 languages, 3
Yes,
languages.
yes.
All of them.
Not my language
are
only.
correct. Not,
Yes.
not only my language.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I think it is very, very clear. Now, we can say that we can finish this discussion or this explanation by, let's say, a practice.
Yes, of course.
So let's practice together. I think the last slide is very nice because we have a real practice, and the same question in the exam paper in the baccalaureate,
For sure.
do as required between brackets.
Brackets, I wish.
We ask them to use I wish.
Yeah.
So here we want the student to write a wish sentence to talk about him or to talk about himself, sorry. The first one, let's do it, Mr. Qutayba.
Yes, of course.
I
Let's
can't
see.
sleep at night.
Okay, so our students see can't, inability, it's so easy for him, and he should say, I wish I could sleep at night.
Now, I have another question here.
Okay.
I wish I could sleep at night. Can I say I wish I could, full stop?
Yes, of
Of
course.
course.
Yes, of course.
It is correct.
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Why? Because we are talking about a situation, we give
The
the
same
student a
sentence.
real situation. When the student writes,
course.
I wish I could, that's it. There is no need
The
to
same
continue.
situation, yes.
So it is
It is
also
correct.
accepted.
Accepted
It is
and
also
correct, yes.
So here, the student can say, I wish I could sleep at night. I wish I could. That's it.
Yes,
Simply.
of course.
Both of them are correct. The second one,
The weather is too hot at the moment. The weather is too hot at the moment. I wish the weather weren't or wasn't. Both are accepted. So hot at the moment.
now there is another question.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I ask all the time.
I'd like to.
But it's okay for the students.
Okay.
For the benefit of our dear students, I think it would be beneficial if I asked you about weren't and wasn't.
Okay.
There must be a difference. Maybe even some teachers maybe do not clarify the difference between weren't or wasn't, and they say, it's okay, you can use both of them. And we say now, it's okay, dear students, you can
Yeah,
use both of them, and both of them are correct in the exam.
Yeah.
Not only in the exam, but
In real life.
there must be a difference.
Yes, of
What
course.
is the difference
Well,
between them?
I think the difference is we use were to express formal situations, formal sentences with unreal past as wish, and we use was for informal, the
So
same
weren't
use.
is formal,
Formal.
wasn't is informal,
Informal,
simply.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
But again,
They
both
could-
of them
Both of them are accepted,
Accepted.
both of them are correct in the exam paper and in
both of
real
them
life.
are understood.
Okay.
Yes. Mr. Qutayba, the last case, please.
I have just something to add
Why
about
not?
to.
Yes.
To, when we have to exaggerate the verbs with to, and the to changes into so. This like make our students sometimes can't follow. So when we exaggerate something, when you say, for example, the weather is too hot, and when we
Became
make
so.
it in the negative, is that I wish the weather wasn't so hot. So to has changed into so. And this is they should do with to is very any exaggeration in the positive form of the sentence will go into so in the negative form of the
good,
sentence. So it had this is corrected. So if our students make it stay the same, he could or she could lose marks here. So we should pay attention for this. About the third exercise, let's say people drive too fast in the city center. And
So here I'm criticizing
Yes.
their behavior.
Yes, of
For
course,
sure.
of course.
I'm criticizing.
Yes.
I don't like this
I don't like
behavior
it. No, yeah.
because I think
Yeah.
it is dangerous. It's dangerous to drive too fast in the city center. So I'd like them to change this behavior.
drive slower.
How can I write a sentence now?
Yes, I wish we could say it in many ways.
I
Let's
wish
say
people-
I wish people wouldn't drive so fast in the city center. And we have also here to see the to changes into so.
Yes.
So it's important to, and the
It's okay.
and the negative wouldn't give them
Yes, yes.
the correct answer.
Or didn't?
Oh, didn't? Of course, we
Yes.
didn't
But
drive.
I think we have another choice. Can't we say, I wish people
Drive
would
slow.
drive more
Slower.
slowly
slowly
in the city
Yeah,
center?
more
For
slowly.
sure.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Slower.
Of course.
So
I wish-
again, please, dear students, you can use your own words
We
to
have
express the situation.
We have we have
But-
here 4 examples as for
Yes.
answers, 4 possible answers with wouldn't, with would, with the simple past of the verb,
Yes.
with the negative in the past simple didn't. 4 answers are accepted.
Yes.
And correct.
Our students
Yes.
may have
Yes.
more than way to make the sentence in negative. They
Yes.
have the direct way by using not,
Yes.
and we have the indirect way by changing the adjective or changing the
Yes.
style of the sentence to
Good.
make a positive sentence with a negative meaning.
Yes.
With the
Thank
new
you.
words, with the new words.
Thank you very much. That's all, dear students, about wish and how to write a wish sentence. We hope that you are able now to write a wish sentence simply, easily.
hope so.
Now, we hope so, of course. Now, dear students, dear colleagues, of course, it's time to talk about Unit 3, I mean the contents of Unit 3 in the student's book.
Okay.
So you can, of course, thank you, use the laptop if you like. Here, when we talk about grammar, we talked about wish or talking about wishes. Of course, when we talk about the vocabulary here, the contents, as you can see at the top of the page, in Unit 3, in the students' book, we are going to learn, or the students are going to learn some color idioms and some, let's say, 3-part phrasal verbs, some of them. And of course, we have some reading texts, especially in the activity book. Of course, we are going to talk about this later. Maybe after the break, we can talk about it. Now, let's go on to talk about something which is, I think, very important, which is the color idioms. Yes, color idioms at page 24. Dear students, dear colleagues, of course here in the books, in the blue books, in exercise 1, you can use your book if you like. We have a number of, let's say, expressions or some idioms, and these idioms contain, let's say, colors.
Yes.
So we call them, that's why we call them
color
idioms, because they are, or they consist of some words which refer to colors. That's why we call them color idioms. Now,
but
we have some of them.
Excuse me, but the colors have no to do with the meaning.
Yes, of course.
The literal meaning.
No.
They are idioms to refer,
this
metaphorically
is what I want to
speaking.
say. Thank you, Ms. Reem. I'd like to tell the students that if you try to translate any one of these expressions, believe me,
senseless.
It won't work.
There's no meaning.
It's you won't be able to understand anything.
Yes.
So these expressions refer to something different. Don't try to translate word by word these color idioms. You cannot translate them. But you have to know, let's say, the meaning of these expressions or these idioms.
How to use it.
How to use them.
How to use it.
Yes, exactly. So we have here a nice exercise, which is exercise 1. The exercise says, replace the underlined phrases in these sentences with the correct form of one of the color idioms in this list. Now here we have a list. Out of the blue, we have red tape, to be in black and white, to see red, to give the green light, and to put someone on the blacklist. Now here we have a number of sentences or statements, and in each statement, some words are underlined.
Okay.
So your job, dear student, is to replace. Maybe match or replace the underlined words with one of the color idioms above, but you have to use the correct form of the color idiom.
Yes.
Not the same form.
Of course.
Let me start with you, Miss Reem, the first one, please. When he
number A, when he accused me for being wasteful, I got very angry.
Yes.
The underlined words got very angry. I have to replace them by one of the idioms above. I think it is I saw red. So in the past tense.
C must be changed
into
the past.
Why? Because we have the verb got in the past tense.
Is in the past simple.
Yes, of course.
So we have to use the past simple. So we can say, when he accused me of being wasteful, I saw red.
Very nice.
So this is the meaning of I saw red, dear students. To see red means to be angry.
Yes,
very angry.
To get very angry.
Yes, to get very angry. Thank you very much. What about the next one, Mr.
Next
Qutayba?
sentence says, we have to stop companies from polluting the environment. We should tell the public they have done something wrong. Here, according to the sentence, the sentence says that telling the public that they have done something wrong to put them on the black list.
So what can we say here? We should put them.
Yes, we should.
Not put someone.
No.
Because here we are talking about companies.
In particular.
So
not about people, not about someone or one person.
Yes, we change this someone into them, because we know that they are companies and we refer to them as them. So we say we should put them on the black list.
Thank you very much. C.
Yes.
Ms. Reem.
They have said yes to the building of the new incinerator. Said yes. Is
They've
replaced.
said yes. So it means that they agree.
They agreed.
So
they have agreed.
So
it is replaced by they have given the green light. Given is in the third form of the verb.
And I think we use this same idiom
in Arabic.
Yes.
Even I saw red.
Yes.
I saw red. He saw red.
Yes.
We use it in Arabic.
You're right.
Yes.
So here they have So we have to use the past
The third-
participle of
yes,
the verb
the
give.
third form of the
Yes.
verb.
They have
given
the green light.
the green light to the building of the new incinerator.
Thank you very much. Sentence D.
D
Mr.
says
Qutayba.
the rules clearly say that we must not leave rubbish outside our homes. Look, it's printed here.
It means that
It is so obvious.
when something
It's
is
clear.
printed,
Yeah, it is printed. It is obvious.
it
is
means
like,
that
It's very clear.
it
very
is
clear. It is very clear.
Yes.
And it should be printed
known to
like
public.
Yes.
It is
it
known
is
to
in
public.
black
in black,
Black and white.
and white.
It is in black
It
and
is
white.
in black and white.
Thank you.
Okay,
the next one, please.
Number E, it is almost impossible to get a passport quickly. There is so much paperwork and administration. Paperwork and administration is replaced by red tape, a
Yes.
kind of work, papers and administration.
so much
papers and
administration.
signatures, whatever. Okay, the underlined word is replaced by red
You
tape.
mean a lot of routine.
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
That's it. This
A
is
lot
the
of
meaning of
routine.
the expression.
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
So a lot of papers, a
Bureaucrat.
lot of things, yes.
Yes.
So that's why we say there is so much paperwork and administration.
Administration.
So here we have to replace
Red,
this
red tape.
red tape. There is so much red tape.
No,
Thank
no
you.
verb is used here.
Yes,
Pay
thank
attention.
you, thank
No
you.
verb is used here.
Yes,
just
thank
the
you,
noun.
Thank you. The last one.
Last one said, I heard this morning unexpectedly that I'd won a writing competition.
Thank you.
Unexpectedly. It's out of the blue, surprisingly.
I didn't
I
expect
didn't
that.
see that coming.
Yes.
It's like out of the blue, out of nowhere. So we replace that out of the blue instead of unexpectedly.
Thank you. I'd won a writing competition. Thank you very much. Now, I hope that the color idioms, dear students, are very clear to you. Dear colleagues, I have another question for you. Now, when we want to talk about phrasal verbs in general, let me ask you this question. What is a phrasal verb? The student should know the meaning of a phrasal verb.
The phrasal verb is the verb with more than one word.
Yes.
Yes, more than one
What
word.
does a phrasal verb consist of?
It's a verb.
Compound
and
verb.
It is compound between
Compound verb.
verb
Multiple.
and
Preposition.
preposition or more than one preposition.
So, we have, let's say, two types of phrasal verbs, maybe.
Okay.
We have two parts.
Phrasal
Phrasal
verb
verbs.
and
And we have
three-part
three-part
phrasal
phrasal
verbs.
verbs.
Yes.
Two-part phrasal verbs contain a verb and one
And
preposition.
preposition. Yes.
Three-part
Part
phrasal
phrasal
verbs
verb,
contain
A verb and two prepositions.
That's it. So that's why we call it three-part, or we call
Phrasal.
them three-part phrasal verbs.
Yes.
Now,
Multi-part.
again, if the student tries to translate sometimes the phrasal verb word by word, believe me, he won't be able
Get-
to
get
the
understand
meaning.
anything
Yeah.
or
Yes.
to get the meaning.
Get the meaning.
So, dear students, we want you to train yourself to understand, let's say, the concept or the reference of, this phrasal verb, right?
Yes.
And to know how to use it. So you need a lot of practice. What do you need is to practice.
Of course.
A lot.
Our
Use many
students,
examples.
Understand.
our students should know that English is not Arabic.
Yes.
English is different mentality.
Don't think in
different
Arabic.
slang,
To
different
think in
structure.
Don't
English.
think in Arabic.
Yes.
So they should believe in
Yes.
what they understand.
Yes.
And not to translate word by word, but because if they translate word by word, they will get nowhere.
Yes.
It's English, you should learn it how in English.
Think in
by
English.
Think in English. Understand it.
Apply in English.
Yes. Thank you. Now we have another exercise. I think it is exercise 3. Yes. In the conversation, two speakers use three-part phrasal verbs. Here we have one example or two examples. We're running out of space to use as landfill sites, and there is another example. I'd go along with that. Right? Now here we have an exercise, dear colleagues. I'm going to read the rubric of the exercise. I mean the rubric only. Find the three-part phrasal verbs in these sentences. Then match each verb with one of the meanings below. So here we have two tasks. The first task is to underline the phrasal verb in each sentence, and the
Then to
second task
match.
is to match
The meaning.
the definition or the meaning of this phrasal verb according to the context, of course. When we say things The stage is yours,
Okay.
Ms. Reem. I'd like you to start,
Number
please.
A, things are moving so fast, it's impossible to keep up with the changes. The phrasal verb, the three-part phrasal verb is keep up with.
Keep up with.
Keep up with.
Good.
We can match it to number 3 in the meanings.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Okay.
read the meanings.
Okay.
Let's read the meanings first.
All of them?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
meanings. Number 1, accept, stand, tolerate something unpleasant.
Unpleasant, yes.
Okay. 2, invent, discover, find. 3, know the latest information about. 4, meet, face. 5, reduce. 6, wait with pleasure for something to happen. Okay.
Good.
In the first exercise, number A, things are moving so fast, it's impossible to keep up with the changes. The phrasal verb, keep up with, goes to number 3, know the latest information.
This is the meaning of to
About,
keep. So
yes.
when we say you have to keep up with the changes, it means that you have to know the latest information about this
Keep
thing.
up to date.
Keep up to date.
Yes.
Keep up
Know
to
the
date.
latest information about. Keep
Yes.
up to date.
To date, yes, thank you. Okay.
Second
one.
sentence said supermarkets should cut down on packaging. Cut down on packaging. So the phrasal verbs goes for cut down on, and this means like reducing packaging. They should
Cut
reduce,
down on.
Cut down on.
This is the three-part phrasal
This
verb.
is the three
Cut
part.
down on.
Yes. of
Good.
course. Three
So-
words, and it goes with the meaning with number 5.
Reduce.
Reduce.
Decrease, reduce.
Decrease the
Yes,
amount
yes,
of
yes,
something.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, number
Next.
C, we've come up against serious problems in our plan to recycle rubbish. The
Come.
phrasal verb, come up against,
Come up against.
okay, it goes to number
to face,
4,
face to face.
yes,
Uh-huh.
meet or face.
Yes.
Number 4, meet or face.
Number D, I'm looking forward to the day when 100% of our rubbish is recycled. And I am looking forward for this day, of course.
We all.
We all looking forward to
forward.
this
Yes,
day.
yes.
Looking forward to. Looking forward to, which means like we are waiting for something to happen.
Good.
So look forward to goes with number 6. Wait with pleasure for something to happen.
Good.
Yes. Okay.
please.
Number E, scientists have just come up with a new way of reprocessing plastics. The phrasal verb is come up with, which goes to number 2, invent, discover, find.
Nice.
Okay.
Last one says people.
So we have here, sorry, Mr. Kuzey, but we
so
have
that-
come up against and
Come up with.
Of course.
So please don't be, dear students,
Mixed,
confused
confused
or
between them.
mix between them.
Yes.
Come up with something. So it means that you have, let's
You
say,
are with the
you
current.
bring something
Yes.
new. You invent something.
Yes,
You
find
find something.
something.
But when we say come up
Discover.
against, it means face to face. You have
Meet
you
or
face
face.
something
Like
or you
Yes.
meet something
or
in front of
face.
you.
Yes.
Good.
So people living near the bus station put up with a lot of noise. Put up with. This is the phrasal verbs, and it goes with first one.
And I think from the context, Mr.
It
Kutaiba,
is
the students can
understandable.
understand
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
clearly
Yes.
the meaning of the phrasal verb. People living near the bus station, of course, they suffer, sorry, a
Yes.
lot of noise
They have
from
to
noise.
tolerate the noise. Or living near the airport, or living
Yes.
near the
Yes.
traffic
So here,
jam.
when we say put up with, it means that
Goes with number
they
1.
accept, they stand,
Tolerate,
Tolerate,
stand,
tolerate.
accept, yes.
etc. Good. That's everything. Am I right?
Yes.
about number
Here we have some questions now, and it would be a nice discussion with you to
Yes.
ask you some questions, because the students here should know or should discuss these things, these ideas with their classmates in the classrooms
Pair
or
work,
outside the
group work.
classrooms, with their parents maybe, their friends maybe, not only in classrooms.
Yes, of course.
How do you keep up with news about your country? Let me ask you this question, and I think it is in exercise 4.
Yeah, exercise.
It's a very important question for discussion, of course. If I want to keep up with news about my country, what do I do, or what should I do?
Yes,
Or
my
how? How can I keep up?
I think
With
if
news.
if you allow me, I think it's preferable to read daily newspapers, to watch TV, maybe the headlines.
I can use the media.
Yes,
Social
yes,
media,
social
social
media,
media is
watch
What
TV.
about the
invading our
social
lives.
media?
Of course.
Reading, yes, reading
yeah.
a newspaper.
Yes.
There's a lot of ways to keep
Yes.
up to date, to know the
Yes.
latest information everywhere. So one of these is useful.
Good, thank you very much. What about the next question? What are you looking forward to at the moment?
This is very important questions to ask for our generation, because
Yes.
we need them to look
Yes,
forward
we
to something.
we all look forward
Of course.
to let's say
Hope for the best.
making them understand everything in their curriculum,
Of course.
right? What irritations do you have to put up with in your daily life? All of us, I think,
Noise.
experience
Noise.
this in
Yes,
real life.
noise,
irritations.
noise, hard work, maybe all of the all people, يعني,
Yes.
put up with.
What do you say? Do you have some suggestions? Some irritations. What kind of irritations do you
Maybe you have a
face?
bad neighbor. Bad neighborhood.
What about
Maybe
traffic, maybe?
Traffic,
Traffic,
maybe.
noise
Noise.
is
The atmosphere,
Electricity.
Pollution.
electricity,
Yes,
many,
yes.
a lot of that.
A lot of that.
It's okay. Now we have a practice and another exercise about wish. It is at page 25 in the student's book, exercise 5. Dear students, we can do this exercise together. The first one is done, of course, as you can see.
Okay.
I'm really tired, but I can't sleep at night. You see, I can't sleep at night. I wish I could sleep at night. The next one, Miss Reem.
Okay, number B, the weather's too hot at the moment. I wish the weather weren't or wasn't so hot at the moment. At the moment, between two brackets, it's up to the student to use it or not.
Can I say, I wish it wasn't. I wish it weren't. Full stop.
Yes.
100%.
I can say that. Why?
Of course.
Because the second sentence depends on the first one,
Of course.
in the meaning.
Yes.
So I can use only the auxiliary verb and use a full stop.
Full
That's
stop.
it.
That's it.
It's
There
okay.
is no need
it's
to
okay.
continue. So all these sentences are correct. So
You-
again,
Yes.
the weather is too hot
hot
at the moment. I can say,
I
I wish
it
the
weren't
weather
It or the
weren't
weather.
or wasn't. Yes,
Okay.
it or the weather
Yes.
Yes.
Weren't or wasn't
hot.
hot.
So hot.
Also hot at the moment. It's okay.
At the
Warm.
moment, without at
All
the
are
moment,
accepted.
Warm,
Yes,
colder.
yes.
We
Yes.
could use
All are
many things.
accepted and correct, 100%.
What about
The
warm?
people, yes.
Warm or cooler.
Warm, cooler,
So,
yes.
okay.
I wish the weather was warmer or warm,
Warm.
not too hot,
The
not warm.
student,
or cooler.
yes,
cooler
the
at
student
the
can
moment.
use his or her own words. It's
Yes.
okay.
So all these cases, dear students, are correct.
Yes, of course.
But there is only one rule, and they should follow this rule. They should use the unreal past
Past.
after wish.
And
That's
the meaning. The
And the
past
meaning.
and the meaning.
Of course.
The
the
past
opposite,
and
the
meaning.
opposite meaning.
Yes,
The opposite,
yes.
They
yes.
should convey.
Yes. The negative, they may use direct
exact
negative by
meaning.
not, or the negative by changing words and giving the negative
Yes,
meaning.
yes, thank you. What about the next one?
People drive too fast in the city center.
I think we did this one.
this. Let's move to the next one. That's, we can do it. People, I wish people didn't drive so fast, or
Yes.
wouldn't drive so
Four
fast,
answers.
or they didn't, and full stop. We have many
Yes.
choices too.
They,
For the next one, I think
streets are
the
very
streets
dirty.
are very dirty. It goes the same with number B. I wish the streets weren't very dirty, or weren't so dirty, or weren't, and full stop.
Or
it's okay.
And I
Were
wish
cleaner.
Were
Yes.
cleaner, exactly.
Or
Their own
clean.
words. Yes.
Indirect
Yes,
negative.
yes, yes.
Exactly.
Thank you. Okay, that's everything about it. Now we can move on to to read page 28 in the review, and here we have a review, let's say, of the 3 units. Let's say Unit
Yes.
1, Unit
Two,
2,
three.
and Unit 3.
Sure.
Here in exercise 1, and I'll ask Miss Reem maybe to, let's say, to do this exercise.
Okay.
Choose the correct form, past simple or present perfect simple of the verbs in this article.
Okay.
I think we have discussed tenses.
Tenses, of course.
Previously.
Yes, previously. But now, I think the students here, let's say, it's very important for them to distinguish between these two tenses, the past simple and the present perfect, because both of them talk about something happened
in the past.
Before now.
Before
Yes,
now.
before
Yes.
now.
It
Yes.
happened before now.
Yes.
But there must be a difference between them.
Of course.
When there is a result, or there is an effect, or there is a relation between
Perfect
something
is
that happened
preferable.
before now
Yes.
and now, I mean the present, we have
Yes.
to use the present perfect, not the
sure.
past simple.
Yes.
When we have a specified time or a fixed time, which refers
Time
to
indication.
the past,
Yes,
exactly,
the
we should
past.
use
The
the past simple.
Past simple.
Past simple.
So that's it. So please, Ms. Reem, would you
Okay.
please start doing this
With
exercise?
pleasure. With pleasure.
Thank you.
Throughout history, people have moved from one country to another.
So here,
Number one.
you have two choices.
Have.
You moved or have moved.
Yes.
Now, how did you know that here we have to choose have moved,
Okay.
but not moved?
Yes. We have
We have
reason-
throughout
Yes,
history.
we have throughout history. There
What,
was a reason.
what do you mean when we
Yes.
say throughout history? It means that
Period
from that
of time.
time in the
Yeah.
past
Till now.
Till now.
till now.
There is a
So there is a
relation.
link. There is a relation.
A link between past and present.
Exactly.
And that the present perfect is used in these cases. Okay.
Good. The next one.
Next,
Some
some
of
of
these
these
Chose
migrants chose
or
to,
have chosen.
chose to
Yes.
immigrate,
Why?
while others had to move because of wars or natural disasters.
So
or
here you used the past simple.
in both 2 and
Course.
3.
Why? Because here we are talking about something that happened.
Yes, and
It
finished.
happened. There is
and finished.
There is no relation
Yes.
with the
With the
present,
present.
here.
Yes,
Okay.
or economic reasons.
We have some facts and figures now.
Yes. During the period 1979 2000, the number of migrants in the world rose from 82 million to 175 million.
Why? Because here we have a
A
fixed time.
definite period in the past.
97 to
Yes.
2000.
It
Yes.
is different time.
So
Definite
Happens
time in the past.
It is fixed time,
good.
simple past.
Okay. In recent years, migration into Europe and Russia has increased sharply, while in many other parts of the world, numbers have
in
fallen.
recent years, again.
Recent is the cause. With recent, we use the present perfect. Number 5
Because
has
we don't have a
increased.
fixed time here,
No.
Yes,
have
till
periods,
now.
right?
Of course.
Good.
The action
Has
is
increased,
still
yes.
going on. The
Yes.
action is still going on.
While in many other parts of the
world
numbers
have fallen.
So we have here, there is a connection between the two cases.
course.
So we have to use the same tense here.
Of course.
In both clauses.
both.
While is the
Yes,
reason.
yes.
Okay. In Australia, since 1945, over 6 million people have arrived to settle.
So we have,
We have
since
since.
here.
Okay, since.
Since 1945,
Goes with the
Till
present
this-
perfect.
means
till
up
this
till now.
moment,
Up
Up till
till
now,
now.
of course.
so,
So it is connected to the present.
Have
it's called
arrived to
present
settle.
perfect.
Yes, yes. In
Now-
each 10-year period from 1950 to 2000, over 1 million migrants entered the country.
so we use the past simple here.
Past simple,
because
of
we
course.
we have a fixed time.
Fixed time
specific
in the
time.
past.
In the past.
Finished
past.
action.
Yes.
Okay.
Not
It
related
finished
to the
in the year
present.
2000.
Not relating to the present.
It finished in, it happened in the
2000.
year, not now.
Yes.
So it is in the past. Thank
No
you very
relation.
much.
No
Thank you.
relation with the
Thank
present.
you.
Okay.
Now, I think we have a nice exercise, Mr. Qutayba,
Yes, of course.
which is exercise 2. And here in exercise 2, we have 3 dialogues. What is required from the student, of course, is to complete these conversations with the correct form, present perfect simple or present perfect continuous. Again, of the verbs, of course, in brackets. Here, there must be a difference between the present perfect simple and the present perfect continuous.
Of course.
Because the present perfect simple is used to talk about something
Started.
that happened, finished.
Started and finished in the past.
Right, it finished.
Started and
Right?
finished in the
But
past.
when we use the continuous form, it means that it has not been
Started and still going
finished
on.
yet.
Yes.
When we say, for example,
Of course.
we have done our exam.
So we have finished.
have done
already.
it.
Yes. It's finished.
But when we say
We have been
we
doing.
have been
Doing.
teaching our students, right, about how to write wish, and we are still teaching them. We haven't finished our seminar yet,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
We
of
have been
course.
discussing, we have been teaching them since, let's say, 2
Sometimes,
30.
sometimes the two tenses could be used for the same sentence with different results, with different interpretation
Yes,
for the sentence.
yes.
But we should know the difference between the present perfect and the present perfect continuous, since the present perfect continuous mostly used to indicate longer period of time, like prolonged activity, action that happened in the past still going on, and it takes more than expect, and it is expected
It's okay.
to take.
Let's do the
Let's do
exercise,
the
please.
exercise.
The first dialogue.
Yes.
Here there is
Let's
a
take a
dialogue,
dialogue.
or
Let's take a dialogue.
conversation
Yes.
between Yusuf and Khalid. Oh, it's okay. Hi Khalid, this is Yusuf.
Hi, Yusuf.
Where you be here? What
Yes.
can I say?
Of course, here we could say, where have you been?
Because be here is a state verb.
State verbs
Yeah.
can take the ing
So,
form.
where have you been?
Where
Where have you been? Where have you been? What can you say?
And
I
I
try to phone you all morning.
All morning.
all
plus
morning
time.
goes with the
So it is a prolonged activity.
activity. It takes longer than,
It's okay.
it means
It
that
takes more time.
it takes more time. It makes more time. So I have been trying to phone you all morning.
It is a continuous activity. I
Yes.
have been trying.
Once,
I have tried.
twice,
It
three
means that
times.
I tried this many times.
Over and over
I
again.
have been trying to phone you all morning.
Yes. Till
Where
now.
have you been? Khalid,
Khalid said,
Sorry.
sorry, I sort out my bedroom, my bedroom
Cupboards all
cupboards
morning.
all
Again,
morning, all morning.
we have a phrase here.
Yes, all morning, all day, all night, all of these sentences
It's okay.
All week.
indicates for the present
So
perfect continuous.
I have been sorting out.
I have been
sorting out. Here
my,
we have to use the continuous form.
of course,
The present perfect continuous.
to
I have
indicate
been sorting
longer
out.
period of
Yes.
time for doing an action.
Thank you. Let's do the second dialogue.
Okay.
Hello, Nada. I not see you this week. Again.
See is state verbs can
Yes.
take the ing
I
form.
I haven't seen you.
I haven't seen you.
I haven't seen you. What you do?
What you do?
Here,
We could use have present perfect.
Continuous.
What have you
Been doing.
been doing.
Present
I
perfect is
think,
what have
I
you been
think, dear
doing?
colleagues, it's better to use the continuous
Yes.
Of
form.
course, for
course.
sure.
What have you been doing?
Yes.
I'm sure that you were busy.
Yes.
What have you been doing? Not what have you done.
Because you are doing
Why?
it
Because
continuously.
you have to look at the answer now.
the answer.
Yes, the answer helps
yes,
us.
the answer helps us.
Yes.
Hi, Amina. My mother. Help. So again, I have been helping my mother. We're having a family celebration at the
At the
weekend.
weekend.
So
Now
the-
here,
It's-
but the second question now here, what you do to help? Here, I'm asking you about your achievements. What have you done?
What have you done for achievements?
You see,
Present
what have you
perfect.
done to help her? It's okay.
Yes.
You have been helping your
And
mother.
the celebration
but
hasn't
what have
come
you
yet.
done
Yet.
here? What have you
So
achieved?
the helping still continues.
yes.
And what have you done?
Yes.
This is the achievement.
Yes.
So when we ask about achievements that happened, which means we use the
Nada
present
said
perfect.
lots
so
of things,
Continuous, continuous.
but
but
mainly,
I have
Been helping.
preparing
I have prepared the
the
food.
food. I have
And
prepared the food,
and
I
have
have
tidied
tidied
the house.
the house.
Two achievements.
Two achievements,
Two
because
achievements.
it is done,
finished action.
finished.
Yes. The last dialogue here, you look very tired.
Yes.
Again, what have you been doing?
Yes, it is goes for the rule that says present perfect continuous goes for the
Because
present.
look at the
not-
answer here.
Present noticeable consequences.
Yes.
What your eyes are red, you look tired. When I
Yes.
see the consequence, I use for this sentence for yes. I have been playing football all morning.
You look really hot too.
Yes,
I
I'm
am hot.
I haven't had a cold drink since breakfast.
Yes.
I haven't
Haven't had.
had
Had.
a cold drink
Since
since breakfast.
breakfast.
Thank you very, very much.
welcome.
Now, dear students, I think it's time for a short break. Let me remind you before the break that you can call us using the phone numbers at the bottom of the screen. We'll be ready to answer your questions. Well, dear students, dear colleagues, let's have a short break and then we can go back. Thank you. Dear students, welcome back. Hello again to our English seminar for today. Of course, students in grade 12. As you know, before the break, we were talking about how to write a wish sentence. We have discussed some phrasal verbs, and we have done some exercises, let's say, in the student's book. Now, I think it would be a nice or a good idea to go to the activity book. As you can see, dear students, in the activity book we have a very important text which is about paper. So I'll try, dear colleagues, to discuss this text with you. When we talk about paper, paper, of course, is one of the materials, one of the most important materials in our life. We need paper all the time.
Of course.
Am I right?
Of course.
But
For sure.
let's talk about the history. Let's go back to the history of paper as a material, as a product. Let's talk about it. Let me ask you some questions. Are you ready?
Of course. As always.
Miss Reem,
Okay.
let me ask you, what was, let's say, or where was the first paper made?
The first paper was made in China.
In China.
As a matter of fact, the Chinese were the first to make paper 2,000 years
So
ago.
it's one of their important
achievements,
inventions
yes,
or achievements
yes, very
for
important
civilization.
and useful achievements
Yes.
for the world, yani, nowadays.
Yes.
So the Chinese were the first to use paper, to make paper 2,000 years ago.
Okay, thank you very much. So, again, paper was made, the first paper was made in China. When was the first paper made in China, Mr.
2,000 years ago in China.
2,000 years
Yes,
ago?
it's so obvious,
Oh my
yes.
God, 2,000 years ago.
Very long time.
Now, yes,
in the
it's a very
past.
long time. Now, we know that we can make paper, let's say, from many materials. What are the materials that, or what materials, let me say, can paper be made from?
Yes, first paper actually was made from many materials like sugar cane, cotton fibers, grass. It was made from all these materials.
And it can be made, of course, nowadays from pulp.
Yes.
So that's why,
Yes.
let's say, let me ask you another question.
Another way.
And in another way, yes. What is the most commonly used material to make a new paper
Wood.
nowadays?
Wood,
Wood.
It is
pulp.
wood pulp.
Yes, wood
Wood
pulp.
pulp.
Yes.
Wood
For
pulp,
sure,
yes, of course.
wood pulp.
Thank you very much. Now, of course, the modern world, as we know, uses so much paper. We, let's say,
Consume.
we use it. We use it a
consume.
lot.
Yes.
But of course, the environmentalists usually ask us
Persuaded us.
something.
Have persuaded
what do
us.
environmentalists advise us to do when talking about paper, I mean?
Environmentalists actually their job is to defend nature. So they ask us people
Yes.
to do things for the benefit of Earth. So they ask us to recycle paper in order to
Recycle all
save
paper.
trees.
So that's it.
This is their way to
when we
protect the
recycle
environment.
paper, the environmentalists say that when we recycle all paper, in this way we can save the natural
Environment.
resources
Yeah.
in our environment,
Yes.
in nature.
Of course.
Good. So here in Syria, of course, there is an increasing, of course, awareness of the need to recycle, not only paper,
Everything.
many materials.
Yes, everything.
4 basic materials.
Let's talk about trees now. Some people, Miss Reem, say that we can, let's say, save trees when we plant other trees. What can you tell us?
Actually, when we recycle paper, we can't save trees. Trees are planted for commercial purposes.
Recycling. When
Recycling.
we recycle paper, we
Paper?
save trees. Is it correct?
No, no, of course not. When we recycle paper, trees are are planted as a commercial long-term crop. Okay, it is used in many aspects of life, for building, for furniture, and the useless parts goes to wood pulp to be made as paper. So in case we
You mean when we cut down trees,
Yes.
we plant instead of them.
yes,
We
a
plant
new-
other trees instead of them.
in sustainable
So
Programmed.
forests.
It is programmed. It
Yes.
should be
Exactly.
programmed.
Yes.
So it's not true to say that recycling saves trees.
No, of course not.
It's not correct.
No.
This saying is not correct, right? What about the paper makers now? Of course, paper makers use many parts of trees
Yes, of course.
that cannot be used in other industries.
Goes
I
to
mean,
paper.
What parts of trees? They don't use maybe branches. They don't
No.
use the wood.
The hardwood. They don't
The
use
hardwood.
the hardwood.
They don't use
They
it.
use parts of the trees. The
The
trees,
cover maybe.
the trees are to be cut down.
Some
so
fibers, yes.
for paper, they take the things that they need
Yes.
to make paper,
Yes.
and they leave things to other people or other industries to get use of it.
Thank you. When we say nearly all new paper is made from wood grown in sustainable forests. When we
Yes.
say sustainable forests, what do we mean by the word sustainable?
Sustainable forests is the term used for forests with the trees planted for a period of time. Only for a period of time they are cut down. Then,
Renewable, you mean?
yes,
Renewable.
renewable forests. Yes, renewable can be used more than once.
They are
okay?
always green.
Always green. The crop is cut down. Then a
Yes.
new crop is planted immediately to replace the old ones, to be
Good.
used for commercial uses, in furniture, as we said, in buildings, and the useless parts goes to wood pulp to
Good.
make paper.
Thank you very much. Now, Mr. Qutayba, I have a good question for you.
Yes, yes.
Of
as
course,
always.
when we recycle paper, there must be some advantages. Am I right?
Of course.
What are the advantages of recycling paper? Of course, they are mentioned here.
mentioned.
Of course, we
Less
have some
pollution.
numbers.
Yes.
But here,
Statistics.
what about
some
water? What
facts.
about electricity?
Yes, we could
What
save a
about
lot of
air
pollution.
pollution? So here, when we recycle paper,
Yes.
of course, we save water,
Save water, save
we save electricity, we
Power.
reduce
Air
air
pollution,
pollution.
of course.
Of course.
many things.
Of course.
These are يعني
The
some,
advantages,
some of the
advantages
advantages.
Some
of
of the
recycling
Yes,
paper.
Yes.
yes, yes.
And we have the choice between if we want to bury the paper or recycle the paper, we go with recycling
No.
the paper. Why is
Good.
that? Because burying
Good,
paper
good.
could cause many after the paper rots, it goes with the it reduces
Yes.
methane gas, which is very dangerous
Good.
gas for the
Greenhouse gas,
environment.
yes.
Now, the
Greenhouse gas.
teachers should discuss all these things with their students. I
For
think.
sure.
And I'll discuss another important issue with you. Now, when we use paper and we finish from it, we have two strategies or two ways. Either to bury the paper
Or to
underground,
Or to recycle
or
it.
to recycle it.
Okay.
We talked about recycling. We said that recycling has many advantages.
Of course.
And we should recycle all
Over
paper.
burying, yes.
Of course, we cannot recycle
too much, too
paper
many times.
Many times.
Many times.
Yeah.
of
More
course.
and more again.
But,
Yes, we can't.
But it's one of the ways. It's a good strategy to recycle old paper. What about burying paper now? Why is burying paper considered harmful to the environment?
Actually, burying paper, because the paper which is buried rots and produces methane. Methane is a very dangerous greenhouse gas. It pollutes the environment, pollutes the nature, affects the atmosphere, you see. So burying paper is very dangerous to the environment.
Yes,
It is preferable to recycled old paper
Thank you.
over burying.
Now, we as human beings nowadays, of course, depend on paper,
Of course.
but again, because of technology, I think we depend on computers.
Yes.
I think most people nowadays depend more on computers to save information, not on paper. But does this mean that in the future we can, let's say, neglect paper or don't use paper anymore?
No. I think there'll always be a demand for paper.
A demand
Yes, of
for
course.
paper.
People
We will need
use
it.
paper every time. Now
So-
and in the future.
So we should think
Of the
of
future.
many ways to save, let's
Nature.
say, the natural sources in nature, the natural sources in our environment. It's okay, we are going to use paper. We cannot neglect paper. We cannot live without paper. That's why we should think of many ways in order to save this important, let's say, natural source. Am I
Yes.
right?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you very much. I think the ideas of this text are very clear. We talked about the history of paper, the materials that
Used to
paper
make
can be
paper.
made from,
The environmentalists'
what
opinion.
environmentalists say about paper and how to protect our, let's say, environment, how to save trees, how to save paper, etc.
Okay.
How to recycle paper, the advantages of recycling, and again, some dangers maybe when we bury paper underground.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Now, let's go on to page, dear colleagues, 15 in the activity book. We have again a nice exercise, which is exercise 3. Here, I think to complete the sentences with words or phrases from the
box.
list. So here we have air pollution, environment, greenhouse gas. The exercise is in
Yes.
front of you.
Yes.
Household waste, materials, sustainable forest. Let me start with you, please, Ms. Reem.
Okay.
Can we continue?
Okay. Number A, grass and sugarcane are two of the materials that can be used to make paper. The gap is filled with materials.
Yes.
Number A,
Grass and sugar cane are two of the materials that can be used to make
paper.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Trees used for making paper are grown in sustainable forests, where new trees are planted to replace ones which are cut down.
Thank you.
Okay. About 15% of the paper and cardboard in household waste is made up of newspapers and magazines. Household waste.
Yes.
Okay.
Burying paper in landfill sites does more damage to the environment than recycling it.
Thank you very much. Now we have a nice exercise, a very
Completion.
important one,
Yes.
which is about color idioms and how to be used. It's exercise 1.
Vocabulary.
Yes, vocabulary. Complete these conversations with one of these color adjectives. There are some words maybe which you do not need, and others that you
Yes.
need to use twice maybe.
Yes.
We have black, blue, brown, green, red, white, and yellow. All these are colors,
Okay.
but maybe some of them
Are excluded.
are excluded. Let's try the first one.
I will
Okay.
ask you, is that a letter you are reading?
Yes, it's from an old friend. It came this morning completely out of the blue.
Out of the blue.
Out of the blue.
Thank you.
Have you had the government has given the green light to the building of a new airport.
The green light.
Green light.
Yes, it means that the government agreed. Accepted.
Accepted, yes.
Yes, they said yes.
I think it's just a rumor. No.
No, it's in
It's
a
in
newspaper.
the newspaper. Look, it's here in black and white.
Not in white and black.
No.
No.
Black and white.
Yes.
You should say in black and white, not in white and black. It is wrong to say
It
that.
is different. Yes,
Right?
different meaning. Yes, of course.
Calm down.
Sorry, someone accused me of being lazy and I just saw red.
Good.
So I got very angry of you.
I just saw red.
I just saw
It's
red.
okay. Thank you. Exercise 2 now. Here we have to rewrite these sentences in your notebook. I mean, the student has to rewrite these sentences in his notebook using the 3-part phrasal verbs in brackets. Let's try to do it.
It's okay.
Let's start with the first one, Miss Reem. I can't
Okay.
wait. I'm going to read the sentence and I want you to rewrite it again or to say it again.
Very nice. Okay.
Okay? I can't wait for the summer holidays in Syria. You have to use look forward to.
Yes. I am looking forward to the summer holidays in Syria.
Thank you. Environmentalists are working hard to find new ways of saving energy. Come up with.
Environmentalists are coming up, are
working
working hard
to
to come up with
Yes.
new ways
They are
of
working
saving.
hard.
They are working hard.
To find, here, find.
Find.
Must be replaced.
Yes.
To come up with new ways.
of saving
So come up
energy.
with means find.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
If you want to improve your health, you should reduce the amount of sugar and fat you eat. Here I think we have the word cut down on the phrasal verb
Okay.
between brackets, and I think cut down on
Goes
has the
reflect
same meaning of reduce.
of course.
So
If you want to improve your health, you should cut down on the amount of sugar and fat you eat.
yes. And the last one. My journey to work gets worse every day. I don't think I can stand it for much longer. Here we have put up with.
Put up with. So my journey to work gets worse every day. I don't think I can put up with it for much longer.
So stand here
Stand.
has the
Means-
same meaning
Yes.
of put up with.
Tolerate,
Thank you.
stand, yes.
Yes, thank you. Now, dear students, we have a very important exercise about wish. It is at page 16, and the first one is done for you. Here, talking about wishes, as you can see in exercise 1, rewrite these sentences using the verb wish and the words in brackets.
Yes.
Here, it's not like in the exam. I mean, here the student is given some words
Restricted.
between brackets.
Yes.
In the exam, the
It's
case
up
is
to him.
different.
It's up to
It's
him.
up to him.
Choose whatever he likes.
We ask him to write a wish sentence.
Yes.
So we don't give him any
Obligatory,
other word
obligation,
or
yes.
anything.
Yes.
Just to ask him, write a wish sentence. Use I wish. But here the case is different. Maybe this exercise is to train the students on how to use or to write a wish
wish
sentence.
sentence.
That's it. You waste too much paper. Here they have to use stop wasting paper. The first one is done, as I said. I wish you'd stop wasting paper. Of course, you'd here is the
Abbreviation
short
of
form of you
would.
would. Of course. What about B?
My brother spends many hours talking on the phone. I wish he or my brother wouldn't spend so many hours.
Good. So here we have to say, my brother, I wish my brother wouldn't spend, right, so many hours. Thank you, Ms. Reem. Mr. Qutayba,
See,
please.
goes, I'm very shy about talking in public. The word not so shy goes with, and the sentence would be, I wish I weren't or wasn't
So shy.
so shy about talking in public.
Thank you very much.
Newspapers and magazines contain too many adverts. I wish they wouldn't or didn't contain so many adverts.
Yes. Mr. Qutayba, please.
You eat too quickly. This is a behavior actually. And so I wish you wouldn't eat so quickly.
So wouldn't is accepted
Because I need
and
to change
didn't
this
is
Is
behavior.
accepted
Okay.
as well.
You can
Yes.
say you eat too quickly, it's okay. I wish you wouldn't eat so quickly. Or I wish you, didn't eat so quickly. You didn't, yes. What about F?
I am a very slow reader. I wish I weren't such a slow reader.
I wish
I weren't or
such a slow
such a
reader
slow
or
reader.
wasn't.
Wasn't or weren't.
Yes.
I prefer were all the time.
We don't spend much time together. I wish we did, or I wish we spent. Here, you can use either. If we give our students the freedom to do it, he can say, "I wish we did." But here we are
Spend
obliged
more
to
time.
spend more
I
time.
wish
so
we
say,
would spend
spend
more
would
time.
spend more time, together,
Together.
or we spent more time together.
okay.
We use would or past simple of spent.
Okay, the city center.
The city center is really busy this morning. I wish the city center weren't so busy this morning.
Or it wasn't so busy.
It wasn't or weren't.
Yes.
He's lost.
And the
He's
last one.
lost his keys. Here they give
His
us
here is the short form of he has.
has.
Of course.
So here we have
Yes.
present perfect.
Yes.
He's lost his keys.
They give us here find
His
his
keys.
keys. So different words,
Of course.
different structure. So I wish he
Could
could
or would find,
find
his
his
keys.
keys.
I think both of them are correct.
Are correct.
Could,
Of
would,
course. Could
yes.
or would are
Yes.
correct.
Now, what about the last case, the last
Exercise.
exercise 2? Write sentences to follow these beginnings using the verb wish. Here,
The student,
student is
free
not
to
given
do. Yes.
Any
Any
obligation.
words.
Yes.
He
right.
is free. He is free to
Yes.
write wherever he likes.
and the first one is done.
Okay.
I'm not old enough to go to university. I wish I were older, you see. What about the next
Yes.
one?
Number B. I am not very good at math. I wish I were good.
Yes. I wish I were.
I wish I were.
I can say that.
I wish I was.
I wish I was.
It's okay.
Oh.
Both are
okay.
accepted.
Okay.
Hani speaks really quickly. I wish Hani. We could do it many ways. Let's say I wish Hani spoke slower.
Okay. Or wouldn't
I wouldn't speak
so quickly.
so quickly.
Yeah.
Or didn't speak so quickly.
All these
Or
Four
I
answers.
wish
correct.
Four
Hani-
answers are correct.
Yes.
Four
Hani
answers.
didn't.
Yes.
We could say that, huh? I wish Hani didn't.
I wish he wouldn't.
Or he wouldn't. That's
Or
it.
he
Yes.
spoke.
Yes.
Or he would spoke. He would speak slower.
Slower.
Yes.
Four answers
Yes.
are
Yes.
accepted.
Yes. Thank you. What about the?
You're always losing things. I wish.
I can't speak French.
I'm sorry.
I wish I
can't.
could.
Yes, I can't speak French. I wish I could speak French.
Okay.
You're
next
always
one.
losing things. I wish you weren't always losing things.
I wish you weren't.
You were.
Should be enough.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We have to start work very early tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we didn't have to start work very early tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Or we wouldn't have to
Yes,
start
yes,
work
yes.
very early tomorrow morning.
That's right.
Last one, going to the theater is expensive.
Verb to be here.
Yes, of course. And going to the theater is the subject. We should
Yes.
make that going to the. So I wish going to the theater
So the
wasn't.
subject here is not one word.
Yes, it's more than.
More
Yes.
This
than
is
one
what
word.
our students
phrase,
should
yeah, we
pay
have a phrase.
attention to that.
Yes.
So I wish going to the theater weren't expensive, or we could say were cheaper,
Yeah.
or was cheaper.
I wish it wasn't.
It was.
I wish it,
It
were.
weren't.
I wish it was cheaper,
Yes.
or it were cheaper. Thank you.
So our student is
Many,
free.
many
in this
answers.
case.
Yes,
They are
yes.
free.
You're right. You're right. Thank you very much. Now, here we have, I think, another
Test.
exercise at page 20. It is, let's say, it practices both some, let's say,
Tests.
grammar
Grammar.
and vocabulary.
Yes.
Exercise 1.
Okay.
Mr. Qutayba, please.
Yes, please. So.
Can you start the exercise, choose the correct form from to complete these sentences? Sometimes both forms
Are
may be
accepted.
possible.
Yes,
Yes,
are correct.
Sometimes
Sometimes.
both of them are
Yes, of
possible.
course.
Of course, we are going to talk about them later. You can start.
Okay, so Sophia arrived in England from Poland 7 years ago.
Ago.
So we have ago here.
Ago,
So we
simple
are
past.
talking about the past now.
Past. Specific
Arrived.
time. Arrived.
Good.
Since then, she worked or has worked as a primary school teacher.
Teacher.
So since then till the moment, so here we have to use the present.
Perfect.
She
Has
has been back to Poland several times to see her family. Okay, so but she never wanted to stay.
The first one, number 3.
Yes,
Again, she went back,
Went
right?
back.
Why? Because here we are talking about an event
That
that
happened
happened
in the
and
past.
finished in the past,
Yes,
right?
but sometimes we could
She
use
went
the present
back
perfect. I think
to
we
Poland
could use both.
several times.
I think if you allow me, dear sir,
Why not?
3 and 4 are related to each other.
Yes.
And both answers are accepted and
course,
correct.
of course.
Yes.
But if we use in number 3 went,
We have to use the past
We
simple
have
in
to
the next
use
one.
the past.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
And if we use the present perfect,
Perfect, we have to use the present
Exactly,
perfect in number
exactly.
4.
Thank you, Ms.
They
Rim. This
are
is what I want to
related
say.
to each other.
Exactly. If the student here in number 3, if he chooses
Simple
the
past.
past simple, he has
Has
to
to
choose
choose the past
the
simple in number
in number
4.
4. Why? Because
Yes.
it is a compound sentence.
Related.
Very
Here we
nice,
have
yes.
2 clauses related together or
Yes.
connected with each other.
Yes.
But if he chooses the present perfect, it's okay. Number 3, he has to choose the present perfect in
in
number
number
4.
4.
So here, because we don't have a fixed time,
Yes.
right? But we can use both because
Yes.
both tenses, as we said, talk about something that
happened
happened
before
before,
now.
now. So
Before
here,
now, yes.
she went back to Poland several times to
Times.
see her family, but she never wanted to
To
stay
stay
there,
there.
right? Or she has been back to Poland several times
But
to
she
see her
had
family,
has never
but she has
wanted
never wanted to
to
stay
stay
there.
there.
It's okay. 2 years ago, now
Simple
here
past.
ago,
So obvious,
past
she
simple.
got married to another teacher at her school, so
Yes.
use simple past.
And the
the
couple-
couple, the
Has
couple,
recently have.
and here we have and.
and the couple,
the couple
have recently had a baby.
Uh-huh.
Because
We have recently. We have
which
the word
indicates
recently, so we have to
indicates
use the present
present
perfect.
perfect.
Yes.
And sometimes our students get confused between have the verb and have the auxiliary.
Yes.
So have a baby, they have a baby.
Yes,
It's an
yes,
original verb.
yes,
It's a verb.
yes, yes.
When Sophie, I think it's Miss Celine.
It's okay,
please.
Miss Celine, please.
Never mind. When Sophia number 7 arrived, first arrived in Britain, she didn't imagine she would settle here.
We have would here.
Yes.
So we have to use the past.
Okay.
In both.
Yes, she
Yes.
didn't imagine.
Numbers.
Yes,
Yes.
of course. First arrived number 7,
Yes.
didn't imagine number 8.
Now,
For the first year, she suffered. Something happened
I'm talking
and
about
finished
something
in
that
the
happened and
and
in the
past.
finished in the
Finished
past.
in the past.
She suffered from culture shock and wanted to
To
go
go
home.
but
But she quickly learned the language and made new friends.
now in the 7 years,
Okay, in
Sophia
the 7
has
years
been in
has been to
England.
England. She has become so used to
because
the
we
way.
have has been,
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
has become
so
so
used to the way of life that
and
she
used here, sorry, is
Uh-huh.
an adjective,
Of
not
course.
a verb.
Yes.
So used, so
used to
accustomed
So accustomed
So
to
accustomed.
do things.
to the way of life
that she really
feels,
feels at home there. Yes.
Good. Thank you. Again, we have a similar exercise, which is number 2. Complete these conversations using the correct form of the verbs in brackets. Choose the present perfect simple or
Or
present
the
perfect
perfect
continuous.
continuous.
Sometimes, again, both forms may be possible.
Accepted, yes.
Yes. The first dialogue, Mr. Qutayba,
You look very pale. Are you feeling all right?
I'm really
I'm
tired.
really tired. I haven't been sleeping very well recently. We have recently.
Recently, yes. I
you
haven't
mean-
been sleeping.
Okay. Do you mean you have been waking up, or do you mean you have been waking up
Very
very
early.
early?
No, I haven't slept at all for 3 nights.
Very
Okay.
nice. What about the next dialogue? B.
Have you spoken to Ibrahim recently?
We
I
can
think
say, have you
both,
spoken?
Both. Have you
Ha-
spoken?
so have you been
have you been
speaking with
speaking?
recently? With
Have you
recently.
spe-
Yes,
have you
we
been
can,
speaking?
we can
use
use
both.
with the present perfect
Yes.
simple.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you been speaking or have you spoken to
Yes.
Ibrahim recently?
No,
No.
I haven't seen him for over a week.
Perhaps.
Perhaps he had spent or have been
Has been
spending
spending.
or have spent all his time with his family. I think here we could accept both answers. I think both answers here could be accepted. Although we see all his time.
All his time is the key word of present perfect continuous. I think so. What do you say, dear sir?
What? What's your question?
Perhaps.
The last one.
Yes. Perhaps he has been spending all his time with his family.
Perhaps he spent all his time with his family. Maybe we can say perhaps he has spent.
You can use
Or
both.
he has been spending.
Yes.
All his time, all plus time.
I think it depends on the question
Yes.
here. It depends on the first question. Have you been speaking to Ibrahim recently or have you spoken? No, I haven't seen him. Here, perhaps he has been spending all his time with his family. Or he has spent.
Yes.
I think in this case, but I prefer the first one.
There's
the
a better
continuous
continuous.
one.
The continuous with all
Because
plus
all.
time.
Continuous
Yes.
form.
All,
Yes,
all,
yes,
all his
yes,
time is
yes.
the key.
All his time. Yes. The last one.
I have thought about taking up tennis, and I have been thinking. I
yes.
have been thinking is more likely.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
I have
yes.
been thinking about.
I am still thinking. I am
Yes.
still thinking.
I didn't.
Exactly.
I didn't get the chance to take up tennis, and take up. Is
So have I.
So have I. Have you played it before? Have you played it before?
No.
No.
But I have been watching a lot of tennis
On TV, this summer.
summer.
Why did you choose to use the continuous form? Because it is a continuous activity.
yeah, it is
continuous
continuous.
habit, maybe continuous
Repeated-
behavior.
repeated
It is
activity.
repeated again and again.
Repeated
That's
activity.
why we use the continuous one, not
Yes.
the simple one.
Yes.
I mean, I have been watching, and I'm still
Watching.
watching a lot of
I
tennis
enjoyed
on
watching.
TV this summer. Yes, thank you very much. The last exercise is exercise 4, about wish again. It is at page 21. Write sentences starting with I wish in response to these statements. And
the same.
I feel that we have done all exercises
about
about
wish.
wish.
Yes.
Yes.
I can't sing very well. I wish I could, or I could sing so well, or I could sing better.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
you're right.
please.
Number B, I'm really tired this morning. I wish I weren't so tired this morning. I wasn't so tired.
My friend won't give me my CD back. I wish he or she or my friend would give me my CD back.
Okay. Number D, it's too hot to go out today. I wish it wasn't so hot to go out today.
I can't remember where I left the newspaper. I wish I could, or I wish I could remember, or I wish I could find it. So I have many choices to do.
Yes.
Her music is too loud for me. I wish her music wasn't so loud for me.
Good. Now we have another exercise, which is about color idioms. Color idioms. And here we have a text, a short one, and we have here the student has to choose the correct
Choices.
word or the correct, let's say, color idiom. The authorities, we can start, Ms.
Yes,
Reem,
okay.
please.
The authorities have just given the green light to the building of the new airport.
The news has come out of the blue and shocked many villagers.
The thought of a new airport near their homes has made many of them see red.
Unfortunately, the plans have already been prepared. I've seen them in the black and white.
In black
And
white, not in white and
the
black,
white
as
and
we
white.
said.
Of course.
Good. Now we have the last exercise, the last one. There is a word missing in each of these sentences, exercise 6.
From the
Yes.
three-part phrase and
Rewrite
verb.
the sentences, including the missing words. I'm so busy, I find it very hard to keep up the news.
Okay. I'm so busy, I find it very hard to keep up with
The
the
news.
news.
Yes.
There's
listen.
nowhere to park in the city center. The car parks usually run out of places by 8 o'clock in the morning.
They have been working very hard recently, so they are really looking forward to their holidays.
They live very close to the airport and they're finding very difficult to put up with. the noise.
Everything was going very well until they came up against an unexpected problem.
Good. Thank you very much. Now, here I think there is a nice thing when we talk about the writing skill. I think here we have the student, I mean, has to write about one of two problems. When we talk about a composition, I feel that we don't have enough time to talk about this exercise, but we can give, let's say, some pieces of advice at the end of our seminar when talking about the writing skill. When writing a composition, what do you advise the students, Ms. Reem, how to write a composition? You know, some students, let's say, meet or face a lot of obstacles or many difficulties
yes.
when they want to write a composition, so they prefer to learn by heart
Yes,
this
memorize.
composition, memorize, and they go to the exam, and that's it. But sometimes, even in the exam, they forget many words, many sentences. That's why, because they don't understand the skill, and they were not trained
Yes.
very well
Not are
to
used
write
Not
a
used to.
composition correctly. So what do you advise them?
Actually, I advise all my students and students in general to think carefully before writing sentences, to choose short sentences, to think in within a context. Don't be afraid. English is interesting. Be relaxed. Think carefully. Choose simple words, simple ideas, joined by punctuation. Like
Thank
this.
you very much. So here you are asking the students to focus on vocabulary, punctuation, grammar.
Simple
Why?
ideas.
Because when we talk about writing, it means that the student is going to write structures,
Yes,
so he must be aware
Skillful.
how to, must be skillful, of course.
Skillful.
He should have a lot of vocabulary. This is number one.
Yes, of
He
course.
should know how to express his opinions, his feelings, etc. To how to write his ideas on the paper,
The form.
how to connect these ideas,
For
how to
sure.
write a complete structure, and how to connect one structure with another,
Yes.
the tenses, grammar, everything.
Of course.
So writing is a very important skill. So please, dear students, try to train yourself. Don't ignore this skill. Don't say that it's okay, I can learn by heart the compositions. Believe me, it's not a good strategy. Maybe in the exam
not.
you can forget something, you miss something, and you don't know that you have missed it.
Yes, of
So
course.
what can you say, Mr. Qutayba, about this thing?
Writing skill actually is one of the most important and most difficult skill for our students. Most of our students actually suffer because they learn how to learn it by heart, and this is a mistake. They should train themselves more and more. They should practice.
So
From
practice is
small
the only solution.
sentences to paragraphs to essays, they should connect
No.
ideas.
Thank you very much. You mean that the more you read,
The more you can write.
the
well.
more you can write
Right.
a
Well.
similar one. Why? Because when you read different text, you, of course, here you are, let's say, you can increase your vocabulary after
the ability to
after a
use-
text after
Yes.
another.
Yes.
And you are, let's say, looking at how structures or how sentences are connected together. So in this way,
The practice
in this
teaches
way,
you.
you can train yourself. Well, at the end of this seminar, dear students, we hope that it was beneficial for you. At the end, let me thank our colleagues in the studio, my colleagues, Miss Reem Mahmoud, an English teacher from Tartus. Thanks for coming, Miss Reem.
Thank you for
Thanks
your invitation,
for
sir.
your participation. Mr. Qutayba Shahoud, an English supervisor from Tartus. Thanks for coming.
Thank you,
Thanks
thank
for
you,
your
sir.
participation. You
Thank
have
you. It's
really
always our
enriched
pleasure
this
to
seminar.
help our students to get the idea.
Dear students, we hope that everything is clear now. Till we meet in other seminars, we wish you all the best. This is Basil Sadek speaking from the Syrian Education Channel from Damascus. Goodbye. Thank you.